Hello? Are we working? How about this? My mouse working? Yes, I can see my mouse. Whole new setup for me. I don't think I've ever streamed like this before. I'm painting on my laptop and I've got my monitor. I guess I use a TV as a monitor, so is that technically a monitor? I guess so. Behind me. So I can actually watch something popped up on OBS and I don't know what it said because it was tiny. Maybe something about my audio, but I think my audio is okay. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna be painting in Fire Alpaca today, and I thought I would paint a cat, and I really wanted to paint a black cat. I'm working on my Halloween launch. I know it's June, but people say you gotta get your like Halloween merchandise out 3 months in advance, and every year for the past like since I opened my shop, I don't think I release things early enough, and basically no one. I've sold a few things, but I think most people are like, "Oh my god, it's all the way in Japan." No way, it's not gonna get to me in time. What is this suggestion? It's too small. Suggestion: the audio stream's current bit rate is lower than recommended. I can't fix that. I've got terrible internet. It keeps covering every time it comes up. It covers up the like stream strength. It says excellent right now, so that should be fine. But like I need to see that. Stop covering it up. But yeah. So I've got OBS open on my monitor and I've got my laptop in front of me on my little like tablet stand thing, and I'm using a Lenovo IdeaPad to draw today. Draw, paint, whatever you want to call it. I would consider this painting, digital painting. So we've got our reference. Maybe this is not a good idea, but I'm going to do a black cat, and painting black fur is not super easy, but honestly, I think it might be kind of cool if it's like one big blob. Not one big blob, but you know what I mean, like a void. I want this cat to be a void. But I did go and lighten up my reference image just a bit, and I put it here. And then I also, let's see, I have it here as well. So I did a little sketch. I did a little like, ears here, there. And then I sketched out the rest. Well, not just the ears, like the pupils, whatever, so that I knew how I wanted it to fit on my canvas. I didn't bother to wait until stream started for that, just because I feel like that's kind of boring, and I've explained my process before. And like, if you've ever seen any artist do any outlines, whether that's traditional or digital, kind of the same thing. Well, more than kind of, it is the same thing. So, yeah, not very special. This is what we got. I did go ahead and like just mark some areas that I know have like a big change in value, so that I know where I really want my lights and my darks to go. I love this picture. It's so cute. I found it on Pexels. This is where I got it from, Pexels. I will see if I can get the credits. Hold on. I actually have the window open, but I need to figure out my mouse situation. There we go. So this is by Diana. It says Diana on Pexels. That's all it says. That's her username. Diana with a star. So I guess if you go on Pexels and you look up people, lots of cool images. So thank you, Diana, for this nice reference. And I really just like the color of the eyes. I don't know if that's how it was before or after editing, but I really like the color of the eyes. Very Halloweeny, very like almost pumpkin orange. So yeah, I thought I'm gonna start with like a proper base layer. Sometimes I don't do that. And I don't know, like, I don't know if there's some art that I've made recently that I just like didn't like and I haven't shown. I have a painting of a leopard behind me I did on a canvas, like a dollar store canvas, but I didn't like it, and I think it was because I was like painting around all the spots rather than getting a good base of like the yellow fur and then adding in the spots. I don't know. But hopefully that's not going to happen today. I'm just going to start with a base, but like we're going to color pick for the most part and adjust as needed and just like put in just the general colors first, and then on top of that we'll do whatever. So I'm just going to find probably like the darkest shade. Let's see. I'm gonna put my sketch a little bit, well, for some time, I'm gonna put it above, and then we'll see if when I start painting over it, but it's on the right layer, right? Okay, so sketch is gonna be over just so I don't lose those things I put in, and then once I do put in the later, like these bits, once I know where everything is, then I can put the sketch underneath. But for now, I do just wanna know what I'm doing. This gets awfully, awfully dark down here, and it kind of just blends in together. You can barely see where it gets a little lighter, and that's only because I lightened it. Like you can see the little chin there is a little lighter, and then it's darker on top. I don't think it's even coming through. Yeah, that doesn't even look lighter, so I'm gonna lighten it up a bit. And the mixing is, well, you know what? Let's just switch to the watercolor brush. I usually do that anyway. It's usually how I start. Weird. That's not. Oh, that's the traditional watercolor brush. Oops. It's like the textured one. I forgot I moved, before stream started, I moved my most used things to the top. You know what? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. I don't like the sharp edge. We can do sharp edges later. Start over. Yeah, there we go. So over here I see it's a little bit lighter, like kind of light brown. Dark brown, but like compared to the black. I'm just gonna go around the edge first. And then I see this lighter bit under the chin, which still doesn't look very light, so I'm gonna have to lighten it up. Yeah, that looks basically the same. Let's see, will it? I saw it change up here, but it's not light enough. Let's do a little bit of that. Oh, my foot's falling asleep. Sort of like kind of like a triangle. Let me do a little bit of that. I'm not gonna worry about like this texture until towards the end. Then I'll get the edges how I want them. Like I love this watercolor brush, and it's like my go-to digital painting, Fire Alpaca, this watercolor brush, because I just love how it blends. And I cannot mimic this on Procreate. Like, I've searched through so many brushes. I've looked at like purchasable brush packs. I've tried to make my own brushes. So if anyone knows Procreate brushes that act exactly like this one, then I would love to know about them, because I would love the convenience of just picking up my iPad and doing painting. but I cannot stand painting on my iPad. And this is a laptop and like it's foldable, but like it just doesn't feel as portable as an iPad. It's definitely heavier. And don't expect any like rhyme or reason. I'm gonna be jumping back and forth quite a bit between parts. Like I was gonna do around the edges, then I just want to do in the ears. Also, it seems again a little too dark, which is why when you're color picking, you shouldn't always trust the color that you get. I wonder if I should. I'm afraid to put on some music. Maybe I should, but I don't know what will get copyrighted or not. Here, let me see. I'm gonna finish this real quick. This bit of ear. And then I guess I'll hop on to a YouTube music playlist. Like a copyright free music for YouTube streams is maybe what I'll search. Yeah, what I should do is maybe this is like 3,000 by just under 5,000, 4,000 something pixels. I originally made it 5,000 high and then I cropped it a bit. So it's a lot bigger than how it looks, but that's good because if I'm gonna end up printing this or anything, then it will print as best as possible. You do not want to paint something or draw something really too small, especially not like whether this is traditional or digital. You don't want to make it smaller than like the size you want to print at. So you have to make sure that whatever your canvas size is like bigger or maybe exact same size. I would go a little bit bigger usually than the thing that you want to print, like the size you want to print. Let's see. I'm in tablet mode, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to type properly. Let's see if my Bluetooth keyboard works. The downside of this, are you working? Yes, it is working. Oof, I'm glad I got this keyboard. The downside of this like tablet PC, like you don't always have a keyboard to type on when it's all bent up, and then you can like bring up the keyboard, but it's so annoying. Let's see, YouTube stream music, no copyright. That's good. Copyright free music YouTube, 40,000 plus royalty free. Is that a website? It's a website. This one is 4K lo-fi hip hop beats, no copyright. I'm just afraid if I stream something that it'll make my stream slow. So let's try it and see what happens. Oh, of course we got an ad. I don't pay for YouTube Premium. I did a free trial, and it was very nice while it lasted. But it's honestly, if it was a little cheaper, I would do it. But no, thank you. That's like way too much for me. Okay, let's see. Whoa, that's loud. Let's see. It's catching it from my microphone. Hold on. Let's just do audio input. And then this one. And then I don't want to play this where I can hear it. Ah, it's on the TV. Here, let's fix that. I'm not sure this is working. Hold on. It's getting it from my mic. Okay, why don't we turn on desktop audio? Nope, not working. Why don't you find... Yeah, it's just saying mic. Why won't you do this? Yeah, let's remove that. Wait, let's try this. Does this work? No. Ah! I just wanted some tunes. Let's see. I clicked the wrong thing, maybe? Uh-huh. I did. Can you hear this? I'm gonna take a peep on my phone. Let me see. Got my ear up to my phone. Oh, I hear it. Hear this? Uh-huh, okay. Now time to mute my phone again. Alright. Hopefully that's like loud enough, but not too loud. Okay, so back to what we were doing. What do we want to do next? We want to get this big dark spot. So there's sort of like a dark shape like this. And I don't want to make my brush too big because it gets really blurry on the edges when I do that. And I'm sure I could adjust it somehow. Let me just pop this in. Oh, that's a lot darker than I expected. So, oh, it's green. Let's zoom in. Uh-huh. It is like a light blue. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna actually erase that because we've already accidentally put dark under it. And it's blending. I was gonna show you before and then I forgot. Color mixing level. Oh, I put it on 0? Why are you on 0? Should go up. We'll do like... Yeah, that's good. Cute. And when we do more details on the end, we'll reduce that. Okay, are we on what we want to be on? Make it a little bigger. It's weird because it fills up all blue and then I gotta keep going. I do a little bigger. See, this is what I meant by like, I gotta do a base first, and then I never do, I just don't. Look what I'm doing, I'm getting too detailed. And that's just how my brain works, I guess. It wants to jump around. Yeah, see, I want to get, maybe not the darkest color quite yet. So I did move my pen tool, my watercolor brush, pen brush, my watercolor brush, and my mixing brush to the top. I don't know why it's taken me literal years to do that, because I'm always like scrolling down, switching between my different brushes. But I literally just use the pen tool for the sketch, and then I use the watercolor brush for like literally everything else. And then once I get down color, then I go in with the mixing brush. Kind of just want to do the eyes. Like, at least get around the eyes, because this will be like a good thing to like work off of, you know what I mean? Like to be able to judge where everything else goes. It's nice to get that in, those sort of important parts. I'm gonna move the sketch underneath just for a bit. Probably when I go around the edges again, I'll bring the sketch back up. I don't want to get my brush too small yet, but I do want to make sure I get around here. What I'm not going to forget is like that little bit of light. I love that. So I want to make this really dark. And then put a little bit of light. Maybe I'll have to even be with the pen tool. It's quite thin. But we'll see. And then I've marked off that spot for light as well. A bit shiny. I'll put that right there. And this is like the darkest color. So this is like not as dark, so maybe we want to lighten that up a bit. We'll go and put this in, but it's gonna get colored over, so let's do a little of this, and then we'll go back in over it. I don't think there's anything wrong with putting in the eyes first. Like, the eyes I know are like most people's favorite part. And I think it's good to do, like, get something on the page or the canvas or whatever that makes you feel good about it. Like, oh yeah, the eyes look good, so I can make this all look good. Because sometimes when you get to the ugly stage, you just want to give up because you're like, how could I ever make this look good? But if you put in a really pretty part. Another ad break. You guys are going to hear all the ads. I'm sorry. I do not have YouTube Premium. I'm sorry. Oh, that was too far to the side. There we go. I'm just putting in a mix of colors. And I like how there's a lot of variation. And I want definitely these little dark bits, so I might turn down the mixing to 0. I might go a little darker because it still is not super opaque. Yeah. I'm trying to like, because I'm going to put obviously the white bit, the catch light over the shadow, but it does become lighter on the side. Let me turn up the mixing again to like 33. Okay, put more of these little bits in. Maybe the mixing is just too high. And this is a bit darker. I'm not going to try to get it perfect now, but I want to get a start on the eyes again so that I can see when it becomes ugly that I did something right. I'm wearing a glove, but still sometimes it registers my palm. But I do like to use my fingers to like zoom out and stuff. So I don't want to turn it on pen only mode. Very annoying. I want to get all those blobs. There we go. That was the color I was missing, that transitional color. Maybe that can go over here. Ooh. There we go. Okay, bring some of this back, color it over it. That's too much mixing, maybe. Make it darker. And we'll make this a little darker too. I'll bring this back. I like that so far. And we can add lighter bits as well. As two. I can't talk today. Good thing I'm not working. It is my day off. Alright. Maybe we'll make this a lot smaller. It's like a lot sharper. Oh, that was not good. It's a lot sharper when it's smaller. I think I brought this in too far. Okay, we got that so far. Let's see. Should we try to make this a little darker? I think it was actually blending too much. Or mixing. The mixing was turned too high. Yeah, because it needs to be a little darker. These are like the darkest values in the whole picture. I like the shape of the eye here. And make sure I have that. This is very dark here. Why is it so blurry? I think that's just how it looks when it's zoomed out. Because color mixing is on 0. And then we got this bit, which comes from the shiny bit. It's still really mixing. That's just part of the brush settings. So I'm going to go back in with the lighter color, just with light pressure. Bring that out a little more. Then we got this really dark bit. I'm going to make this darker. Towards the end of these types of paintings, I do very often make a new layer on top for the things that I really want to stand out. Like really sharp occlusions and things like that. But we're not at that point yet. We're chilling. We're just kind of seeing what this is going to look like. That could be a little later, I think. Okay, we'll keep it like that for now. This is not, remember, we're not like fully rendering right now. We're like in the beginning stages. I just want to get these features in that I'm excited about and will help me sort of, 1, keep my motivation up, and 2, help me judge where everything else goes in relation to it. So I'm going to put down also this really light part, which I'll probably make later. And maybe this is backwards to how a lot of people work, but I keep telling you, I need to jump all over the place. Like I can't just sit doing one bit of base color. Not when I'm painting digitally. I paint a lot more slowly when I'm painting digitally. I don't know if other people are the opposite, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I can use giant brushes when I'm painting traditionally, and digitally, like I tend to use really small brushes, especially this one. I'm limited in size, just because of how blurry it gets. Like, could I find another brush? Could I make another brush that doesn't do that? Get blurry when I make it big? Maybe. But, I don't wanna. It makes it fun to paint fur. It takes ages, but, like, for example, I would love, maybe I'm gonna DIY one, but I would love to have a rake brush in my brush collection for traditional art and digital art. But I don't have one, so I have to do every little strand of fur one by one, and it's very tedious, but it can be really so rewarding and relaxing at the same time. Like I know you can make rake brushes look good, like they don't look like you're doing the same stroke over and over again if you really try. I'm not saying they never look good, but I don't know. I'd like to try one. probably make the process a lot faster. I want to go in, like make this really small, because then I'm going to go back over with the lighter color, a smaller brush. Yeah. And I'm not trying to get exactly the same as a reference, like, especially, I had an idea. I don't know if I'm going to do this. Maybe I'll do like 2 different versions of this painting. Maybe I'll just keep a normal cat, but I also kind of want to do like a magical cat. Like with a glowing moon. Like, let me show you what I'm imagining. Actually, this is looking good so far. I'm glad I started with the eye. That's what I mean by like nice motivation. Like, imagine like a la Sailor Moon or whatever. Oh, that's so cute. And I was thinking of like a witch's hat, but then that would cover the ears, so maybe not. But then like stars and stuff. I just don't do stuff like that. I do like realistic stuff for the most part, but not going for realism, like painterly realism. But imagine if this was just like a magic cat. I'm gonna leave this. I'm just gonna hide that for now. Let's see. I'm liking it so far. I don't think I'm gonna move the sketch yet. But now I kind of wanna. I'm breaking my rules. I said I was gonna do the base layer first. I wanna go in with like these bits. Like, let's grab a darker color. Let's go a little smaller. Because now that I did that here, I like how it looks. So I'm gonna go and try to blend this in. And what I like about painting fur in particular, as opposed to like skin or whatever, is that a lot of the blending, I don't use a mixing brush, because you can just blend like tufts of fur. See that black's going over the gray? That's how I'm blending. And it feels more like traditional painting. Not that digital painting's bad, but that's just how I do it traditionally. Usually I don't like really smooth blends. Not the biggest fan. And then I want something a little lighter here. Another commercial. And the color mixing is still at 0. For like a smooth glossy surface like the eye, for sure. Like, I want to mix a lot, but for the fur, like I said, I don't want a really smooth blend. I want, like, because these are hard edges. Let's do a little bit, like this is here. I made like this dark shape. This is the dark shape. So I'm gonna try to go kind of in the direction, not kind of, but ideally exactly in the direction of the fur. I'll get the base. I guess that what I'm doing is I'm doing like sections where the base goes down and then I start rendering on top. I'm gonna have to put the light on top of that. Like this bit. I'll make it a little lighter and smaller. And I like how it kind of goes out like that, like a triangle that way, a triangle that way. A little light here, and it's darker here. I might, if there's like white showing in the background of like the back of the canvas, because it's clear, but like it shows as white. Clear, transparent, that's what I meant. I might go back later and like do colors under that. Like I could try that now. Oh, 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 oh. Hold on. I need to plug in. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna talk about dark. Here, like, no. I'll use this color picker. Like this or something. This is underneath, right? So I'll just do a little bit of that. See? And we don't have any of the white of the canvas showing through. Maybe I should do that in general. I know that's what I said I was going to do from the beginning, but it didn't happen. See, now I've covered up the mouth there, which you won't be able to see very well anyway, but like, still. So maybe I'll just get in these dark blocks. Like on the nose. I'm afraid to do the nose, and I'll lose my lines. Though I can put the sketch on top, I can. Alright, that's enough of that. Maybe I'll do the other eye for now. Or maybe I'll do a little bit more over here. My laptop is quite warm at the moment. I'm a little concerned, just a little concerned. I want darker over these bits. I made it light, going in the direction of fur. See, that's not standing out. But I swear. Okay. I'm just like color picking, hoping for the best basically, but I need to get like, this is slightly lighter, like I said before, this is like the dark black brown, like the dark brown that is brown fur when it's under light. And I like that really sharp line there. But I want to get it in the right place. Like that. And then let it, oh, I grab the color next to it. There we go. Okay. Should we go to the next eye? Let's go to the next eye before we lose it. This is what I mean by get this stuff in early. And it'll help you know where everything else goes. So I'm doing the darkest colors here. First, I'll put in the people just so I know where it's supposed to go, but it's gonna get covered up for the most part. It seems, oh yeah, this eye's a lot darker. So I guess I'll start with this because it seems like there's a little less of like the middle tone. There's more contrast. Like there's this shaded tone shade. I'm covering up those catch lights. I will put that in after. And then there's like lighter bits like that, which I'm gonna make a little bit later. And there's slightly darker bits, and then make that a little bit darker. Oh, that's a lot darker. Hold on. Yeah, that's good. It's kind of like that thin circle. I could make my brush thinner. I really don't want to though. I want you to be able to see this. This will make the eye look more round. It's all kind of like this reddish color around the edges. I don't want to make them too thick. Let me go back over that. Excuse me. My pen wasn't registering for a second. And there's like this grayish bit. It's just like splotchy. Okay, let's go back in with this just so we can see what it looks like. Make it more of that cat eye shape, thicker in the middle, kind of curved, just slightly. And then let's add the light bits, the catch lights, which are not so bright on this side. But you want that like a little lighter, just not super opaque. Okay, now we got these like gray ones. I don't know what's reflecting off of this cat's eye, but I like these like triangle bits. And this has to be darker. Oh, another ad, sorry. Okay. And this back, make this darker. Now the main thing, or big thing about this painting is I'm not gonna go pure black. I'm gonna wait till the very end to see if there really is anything that's like pure black, especially since I lightened it up a bit. Where is this lighter bit? And that's all pretty dark. I can't tell if I made this go out far enough. I think so. I think this just needs to be brought in, this lighter bit. And this shadow can go there now. Okay, you know what I want to do? Grab some of this. Put that outline of the nose. Don't want to use too small of a brush. It's a bad habit. Like a little bit. Oh, don't freeze on me. You know what I should do? Save. Hold on. Save as Black Cat. I'll just say Black Cat. See, I can't see what I'm doing. Black Cat painting. Sure. Oh. Don't change. I went out of full screen. Okay, layers have been saved. No, you can see my typo, but I couldn't see what I was writing. Okay. Number 1 rule of digital art. Remember to save. Oh, for some reason, oh, it's on Top Chat. Simone, I didn't see your thing because OBS is on the wrong thing. I want live chat. Oh, it's still not showing it. Very weird. Huh. Yeah, it's not showing. I'm glad I have my phone open then. Why? That's very unfortunate, but hello. I don't know how long ago you were in chat. Okay. What are we doing? I feel like this pupil got messed up. That definitely needs to be more that way. That's too thick of a brush. Let's just try again. Make it a little darker. Okay. It was like definitely slanted the wrong way because the cat's head is slightly tilted. And then add that back in. Alright. And then we got kind of like a dark triangle here. Contrasted by this slightly lighter bit. I marked this spot out because this is like significantly lighter. Is that my pen messing up? Or is my laptop actually freezing? I'm a little concerned because it is quite hot. And let's do big brush. And then take some of this dark stuff, go smaller. Blend like that. There's this part too. I want to make it like about the same size as the reference. Just so I know what I'm doing. Taking this light bit and I made it a bit lighter. I feel like we just gotta fix this. Cause that like completely ruins what the nose looks like if it's not the right values. Hold on. That was too dark. There we go. And it's like barely, it's not even really connected there. This like long line. This is a bit darker. It's like lighter, which is kind of the goal, like more contrast to make a slightly more interesting piece. I'm gonna go over a bit just to blend it more. Oh, and by the way, if you notice my stabilization, I don't know if this is a Lenovo thing or if it's because of maybe the silicone like protector I have on this, but there's like a ton of jitter. If I don't do any stabilization, it doesn't draw a straight line, so this just makes it so it doesn't like that. But I cannot stand to have it too high because it lags like crazy. I'm try to define the nose down here. Oh, my laptop's spicy. I don't know how much longer I can do this for. It smells like melting plastic. Concerning. Just want to get these transition shades. And that's, yeah. Make this a little bit lighter. The thing about this reference is, like, in the reference picture, you cannot see the mouth really. Oh, let's try to get the nostrils in, yeah? Like, this will be dark. And then I wonder if this is like something I should go under for. Make it slightly lighter. Do a little bit of that. There's supposed to be, like, it's supposed to be lighter there. Maybe I didn't lighten up the color enough after I picked it. This is supposed to be a little lighter as well. And why don't we go just like a lot lighter? It's really hard to get the exact color that you want, which is why I don't rely entirely on the color picker. Okay, we got that, and then I like the contrast here. So this is dark. There's even like, yeah, because you can see the ridge of the nose. There's kind of like a dark line, and then I drew here in the sketch. I can see it where this dark bit goes to, and it gets slightly lighter. And that's the latest. Once we get to the short fur, I don't really go for those like noticeable strokes anymore. It's too dark. Very blue. Let's just grab from there. Get later. That needs to be very light. So like all the highlights on this photo appear to be very blue, which maybe you wouldn't notice until you zoom in on the picture and color pick from it. So that's like the nice thing about color picking. I know some people say you shouldn't do it. I think that just entirely depends on how you're doing it. There's a way to make color picking look bad, and there's a way to make color picking look good. Yeah, I like that. Let's zoom out. Okay, we could use a little bit more of a transition here. So I'm gonna do like blotches rather than lines, because it's very textured here. The very short fur. It's slightly darker here, so I'm going to do more of these dots here and like just some here. I'm saying dots, but they're more like blobs. And I like this like bit sticking out, so I'm sort of exaggerating it a little bit more than it is in the actual picture, like this bit. I like it. But I will separate it from this because they kind of look like a Y. Or that dark bit looks like a Y. I'm gonna go from the side, like the direction of fur. We'll come back to it later. What's next? Should we do the side of this eye? Make that nice and bright. And it just pops when you have such a dark color next to it. Do that a little thick because I'm going to go back over with the very dark color. Then I can get the super thin waterline. It's also a little dark. Like so. Oh. If I were doing traditional art, I would have had it just paint over that. Oh. Medicine time. Time for me to take my medicine. Hold on a sec. You have to take your medicine. It's 6 p.m. for me. But reminder to everyone, if you have to take your medicine, I was trying to take it. Hold on. Alright. I keep trying to look at my wrist to see my watch, but I took it off so I can wear this glove. I specifically filled up my cup of water so I wouldn't have to get up. Yum, yum, yum. And 2 more, because these are the biggest ones, and I can't do all 9 of them at one time. Yum, yum, yum. That's a joke. It's not actually tasty. Luckily, none of those taste super bad, though. Some medicine, like, even with the coating, just disgusting. So bad. And, like, sometimes I try to put, like, a sweet coating on top of it to try and disguise how bad it tastes. And I've never, I've yet to find one that actually, like, effectively makes me not hate it. Like, I remember as a kid, like, we had these lollipops. They were grape flavored, and they were for sore throats. And we would, not knowing better, of course, we would, oh no, it froze. Stop doing this to me, I'm gonna keep saving. Let me make sure I'm on the right layer. Yep. Ooh. Lighter than I meant to go. Let's do bigger. I don't want like to look like the whiskers yet. I like that contrast though. I like it. But it's not time. It's not time. It's too late. Here, let me go back to this. It's too stark. Do a little bit of this. It's very satisfying, but it's not time for that yet. Though I do like it peeking through there, so that's okay. That's acceptable. Just for most of the stuff I've been having to go back and brighten it. Okay. Let's do this then. Go back to the edges. Oh, I don't like properly sketch this part out. Is that right? It's like pretty straight actually. It's like super straight. I feel like I'm giving this cat slightly chunkier cheeks, and I'm pretty sure I know why. It's because when I was looking at reference images, I saw like the Scottish folds and stuff. That was like the main ones. Like I just looked up cat before I looked up black cat, and there was a bunch of Scottish folds, and then I saw what's his handle? There's an artist, a Korean artist on Instagram who inspired me to get oil pastels. He uses Caran d'Ache Neocolors, but I can't afford those. So I started, looking at other artists as well. And I saw, which one was it? The Mungyo ones that I got. Those looked really nice. They made them look really nice. So I got them and I enjoyed them for a bit, and I haven't picked them up in a while, but that's alright. I like switching between mediums. I've been really into alcohol markers lately, and now I'm painting digitally, so that's just how I roll. So I'll get back into oil pastels eventually, but yeah, today, that one artist who paints with the Neocolors, paints, draws. I see some people call like oil pastel art making. It's so hard when you can't like choose a verb. Well, using oil pastels painting versus drawing, I think it's like a mixture of both. But yeah, so anyways, they make art. They made art today of like a Scottish fold, like a really round-cheeked white cat, and it had a lot of cute colors in it, like pinks and stuff, unnatural colors, which I really like how a lot of these oil pastel artists do that. Like they add a whole bunch of unnatural colors. That's what I want to try doing, but I don't even know where to start. Like one of my favorite things that I wish I could have gotten from an art shop was M. Hughes art made. She like painted. I think it was painting gouache. I think with colored pencil of Gandalf, and there was just a bunch of like pink and purple and blue, and it was so nice. It was not at all a realistic color palette, but it was so fun. I want to do that stuff. Ouch. Oh, I just scratched my nose. I like the most painful pimple right on the front of my nose. It's itchy and I just scratched it. Ouch. I kind of like don't like the texture here, but at the same time I really do. Like it doesn't look like the texture really of the inside of a cat's ear. Like it's like I've missed coloring some spots, but like I like it. It's interesting. Like it looks so different on my monitor than it does on my laptop where I'm drawing, and I can see so much more contrast. I don't know what it looks like on you guys' screens. I think, you know what, let's go on. I was gonna say later I'll go in with the mixed brush, but let's try it now. How do we feel? Like, do we miss the texture? Let's do some texture. Let's do some texture. Yeah, there's nothing on that layer from the ear, so this is all being mixed. And it's 100%. What about over here? Because this is all going to be underneath, not all of it, but like I'm going to draw some hairs on top, right? Like these bits. Ooh. Oh my god, my laptop's so hot. I am concerned. I might have to stop. I just like put my arm on it and it burned. Ooh. The fan's not even on. Concerning. Yeah, that's concerning. Anyways. Yeah, but I'm gonna do like those hairs on top. So like some of this is gonna be covered. It's so weird. It feels like, because I'm looking at my monitor as I'm doing this, it feels like I'm using my old tablets again. Like the ones, you know, that don't have a display. Blast to the past. Oh. The feeling when you forget to change from your mix brush and you're wondering, where is the color? Does this go down more? I feel like this goes down more. Like, it stops like here. And then it's dark. It's all dark. You know, I keep telling myself, it's okay if it's a blob. It is a black cat. It is okay if it is a blob. I lightened it up a bit already. Some parts are going to be blobby, and we like that for us. That is the challenge of painting black fur. I don't want to lose this light spot. I want to make sure I remember it's there. Save. I see those like drop down menus don't show up. I don't know like how I can make that an option to like let those show up, because like when I've filmed tutorials or like screen recorded for like how to do things, like how I did my Jack-o'-lantern memo pads, you couldn't see the drop down menu, and that would have been really helpful, I think. Liking that contrast, but I want a bigger brush. It's a little too far in. There we go. Okay, we're moving back to the eye. We got slightly lighter bit here. I keep having to go back and forth and drawing over the dark bits, which is okay. But it's kind of annoying. I feel like if I had like a Cintiq or something, I have an XP pen, but like an XP pen drawing tablet with a display, and I really like it. It's just, it's too small, I think. Definitely, it's smaller than my, like this is 14 inches. I got the 12-inch, I think. My Lenovo IdeaPad is 14 inches. Yeah, 14. And like it really does make a difference. Plus, like, I don't want to say like the XP pen was too responsive, because it wasn't. That wasn't the problem. It like I felt like I had to apply more pressure than I do for this, but at the same time the strokes are more accurate. Whereas here I feel like I'm kind of guessing like where I place it, and that could be because the like screen is thicker. That could also be because of my silicone protector. So sometimes I like go to put color down and or like draw a line, And it's not in the place where I thought I was drawing, like it's slightly to the side. And that's something that I've gotten used to, but also like what just happened, I colored over where I didn't want to draw. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm not going to add so much dark here. I want to leave that kind of light. Whenever I say something like that now, like light, or I don't know, like when you repeat something to make it real, like this is the real whatever, it makes me think of that video. It's like, this is my hair wet, a little wet, and this is my hair wet. I'm gonna leave this light. Even though I can see like dark bits there, I want it to really show that there's light coming from on top. And this is kind of, there's more shadow on this ear, and then so you can see the light is coming slightly from the top and maybe a little behind. Maybe they're outside. Maybe that's why it's so blue. So I want this to just have a little less light. I might actually have to, oh, it's a little, oh no, it's still hot. I was gonna say it's a little cooler. It's not that cool. I don't know if I'm actually gonna like draw a proper mouth, because like you can't see it. I drew a sketch like where I could barely see the mouth. And you can see like see how it's red here? Can you see a little blip? A little blip? Barely, like it's so dark. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just do that on the wrong layer? I bet I just did. Hold on. Yeah, I thought I clicked. See, that's the thing as well. Sometimes I click something and it doesn't click. So, while I do love my Lenovo IdeaPad like a lot, and this is like how I paint now. Oh, I love the blip. It's so good. It's so good. I love my Lenovo IdeaPad, as I was saying. But there's little things where I'm like, it could be better. My experience could be a little better. I gotta leave that there. I know it's not in the... Oh, shoot. See, again, I thought I clicked there and I didn't. And this has, trying to get the darkest color. 8,000 levels of sensitivity. See, it went a little to the side there. Like 8,000 is good, but I think like a Cintiq or even like a, what is that, Wacom One has like 10,000 or something. I'll do a little bit of this. Just to show we have a mouth. I like genuinely, didn't I? No, that's all I drew. Like you really can't see it. So maybe that's where I have to leave it and just make this dark as well. So it's quite dark. Oh, I know I keep saying this, but my laptop's really hot. I wonder if I should like blow a fan on it. Like actually, I have a desk fan somewhere. Oh yeah, its fan is going, but it's still really hot. Concerning. I wonder if I should wrap up. I kind of just want to... I don't want to though. I don't want to set this down and then never come back to it. Like with my sea turtle. Here, let me do this. No, wrong layer again. Shoot. Oh. Trying to figure out what I drew. Okay. So I'll do this so I don't mess up those lines or the nose. Perfect. Let's do it underneath. Oh. Oh no, my laptop's actually like a furnace right now. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, I'm still under. That's good. I want to stay under. Kinda don't want to mess up what's on top. Just want to get this down because I might have to wrap up soon. And this is like all really dark. This is blob territory. We're in the blob. Let's see if we do a little bit of this. Actually, it's blowing hot air on me. Why don't we do this? Like grab some of this light bit, make that a little lighter. I'm just like grabbing blobs, like taking some and then just so like the general vicinity, I know what it's supposed to look like. Like we actually have, oh please, my pen's not registering. We actually have some lighter bits here and lighter over here. And then it's slightly darker. Do you see what I mean by like the edges? When you make the brush really big there, it's super blurry. That is what I meant. That's why when I do like the edges of a painting, it's small brush. Always with a small brush. This is what I intended to do from the beginning. Like lay down a base color, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't because I would have just gotten completely lost in the sauce. Look, it's just a void. We have a void. But I like this texture, I guess. That's why I tend to grab a whole bunch of different colors. I really don't want to stop, but I'm gonna go for just a little bit more. I think what we'll do is we'll do a new layer here. I'm gonna save again. Like this fur goes up and out, and there's like one bit like that. I can really fix the edges later. I kind of like this. I don't know, should I go? I don't know, like that. It's gonna be really dark though. Like just kind of squiggling around. And then we'll go a little lighter. See if I can get those bits in. This framing the face I actually didn't notice before. There's a bit like this. And this is like Blob City. just to break it up. And add in some other bits we can see, like this. A little lighter. It kind of goes down. I wish I could get this part more defined. Like, I guess this really just goes like gives us that sort of cat beard. I'll blend this in a little bit, it's quite messy. And then like here, we just have bare color. So we want to bring out some of the lighter colors. And I'll pull a darken from another place in the direction that the fur is going, but it's shorter here. So I'll do shorter strokes, like dots almost. And then here we still got that light bit, which I sort of outlined it in. So let's properly blend that in so it's not just a line. It's freezing again. That's not good. It like freezes for like a second, but like scaly. Reminds me of my old laptop. I like could not film anything. I think it's just because I'm streaming and also playing YouTube at the same time. I'm gonna make this a little darker so we can see this is like where Kitty's face ends and the body begins. And then bring some of this lighter bit back over it so we can see the fur. Doesn't look quite right though. The other direction. Alright, so this is like going outwards like this. It's a blob. Like, when I'm looking at my monitor, I can see it way better. This is so much lighter. I don't know what it looks like to you guys, but I did turn up my monitor a little while ago to like super bright because I was doing product photography. And I like got open a YouTube video basically with a big light and took some pictures on my desk in front of the monitor, that kind of thing. So it is a lot, it is like bright, like high contrast. So I can actually see better like where the transitions are, which is shocking. I did not expect that. I did not expect to be looking at the reference on my monitor, but that's happening. See, now we're getting some form. It's like complete blur, like a black blob on my laptop, but here I'm finally starting to see like what this cat's body actually looks like. Like, this is quite light for a lot longer than I thought it was. Crazy. I like genuinely I couldn't see his face at all. I want to like almost just go over on a new layer with like what? Let's do lower the opacity and do like this. Oh, it's that. This one. Like we can do anything on that. Okay. And like looking at my monitor, bring up the reference. Look, I can like brighten it up now. I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I like this. That's a good idea. Good idea, Emily. This is like almost too much. Like I'm gonna bring in some of this. Oof. Wow. It made such a difference. This should be darker, right? So let me do a little bit of this. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I feel like this should be a tiny bit lighter. Then there's this bit that I really like. Does that look like too much? Maybe smaller. I'm reluctant to go in with an eraser, but well, we'll have to blend it out. The eraser has such a sharp edge. Oh, that's a lot. But that is closer to what I see. Noise, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. What else? This is a little too thick. That has to be darkened, I think. But then it can be a little lighter on this side. I want to do over here. Bring this big strokes back here. There's some longer fur over here. So now you can like see this is where that muscle is, and this is where the legs are. This is like slightly darker, but it's like shorter first. So I don't want to make, yeah, I want to like bunch it up. This is still quite dark. This is dark. This is where we get the shape of the mouth because the chin is dark. And these look round because this bit's dark. The muzzle. Okay, I feel like we need to refine some things, and I can go super dark now. Like maybe I'll even do another layer on top. It's safe before we forget. And really, really sharpen these up now. also bring back our darkest darks, even darker than when I first laid them down. Like so. What else is super dark? Like over here. Like there's sort of, yeah. And around the nose. I'm using a light hand to try and blend this in. I don't want it too stark, but it is a lot darker here than what I have it so far. And then this might be, because it's a new layer, right? Might be where we add the mix. Still in the direction of the fur. And now we got more of that contrast. This also has a slightly softer edge. What else is like super dark? I feel like this part still isn't, like it's not as dark as like the eyes. I feel like we want to see it. Enjoy the commercial. What about the ears? Oh, like here for sure. Skips a bit there and then it goes right there. A little bit here. I almost feel like it's too much. But it's so hard because I'm looking between. What? Okay. I like that. Should we bring in the lights now? Like, maybe that's light enough, but something like. Oh, this just reminds me what's stressful about alcohol markers. When you're blending, you have to do it quick. You have to do it before they dry. This I can just mix whenever I want. So nice. I'll bring a little bit out of the chin. And the nose, we like a good shiny nose. It's not quite as shiny in the reference, but that's fine. I want to bring out some of those like big chunks. Okay. I don't usually do this many layers when I paint on Fire Alpaca, but I'm feeling the need. I'm gonna grab the lightest first. I can't. It's like okay. And then a little lighter. Now we can add like the whiskers and stuff. I feel like the eyes could use some more shading and whatnot. Oh, I'm still a mix. I was like, did I turn on the opacity? There we go. Doing slightly bigger pieces of fur, like thicker pieces of fur, just so it's like more visible in this like more painterly style. And I'll do some thin ones. Let me make this less red for the whiskers. Maybe we'll go thinner for that. Like, my least favorite thing is painting in acrylic, and I cannot get the whiskers thin enough. But this is digital. I can make it like 1 pixel if I want to. Might as well take advantage of it. That was wrong. Should go like here. You know what? This is not high enough. That should go like that. And that can go like that. And then there's a really light one here. Add a bit more to that. And then there's black, like straight up black whiskers. So I'll make these a little darker. Hopefully they show up. Quite long. I won't do all of them, but I'll do quite a few. Trying to go from like all the various, you know, there's a lot of them that go in different directions. That got really long. It just sort of fades away, so I'm not sure if it actually is that long. Like this one looks that long, but then I don't see long. Oh, I guess because the picture cuts off. Maybe these are long. Let's do a long one like that. You can't really see any here, but I'm sure there are some, and I want to show that there are some. That's in a good place. That. And then, where was the layer that I went darker on? This one. Let's go back And we'll do a little bit more on the eyes. Pen battery low. No, it just replaced the battery. It's too dark apparently. Hold on. Oh, we're gonna have to end soon then. Maybe? Where did I put those batteries? I'm almost finished anyway. Like, I could keep working on this, but I don't want to overwork it. Or like, I don't know. I wanted this to be a one-stream thing. I feel like this is not dark enough. Just adding a whole bunch of texture basically. Like, those little bits. Okay. I like the little blip. I know you can't see it in the original, but I like the little blip. It looks so different on my monitor. What does it look like on my phone? It's like an in-between of how it looks on my laptop and on my monitor. Well, that is the risk of painting black fur. It will inevitably become a blob. Right, why don't we go back to this one? And we'll do just a little bit more here. And then I guess I should pack up soon. Because I feel like this still needs a little bit more. Maybe a little bit of this. Oh yeah, yeah. The texture. Oh, literally burning my arm on my laptop. Got so invested about the peril for a second. But no, my laptop is gonna burst into flames. Oh, I could keep going. I could keep going. I could. But I gotta stop. Do a little bit darker here. Oh, a little bit darker. I can't see anything. Is that? No, this is on top. Okay, there we go. Oh, that really stands out on my monitor, but what about on my phone? It's lagging behind. I don't know yet. I'm mixing it out just in case. All right. This is it. I'm definitely going to stop there because my laptop's about to catch on fire and apparently I need to replace the batteries in this pen. So let's do a little bit of this. Here he is. like him. I want to work on him more, actually. Like, looking on my laptop, it looks like he needs more contrast. But obviously that was the challenge anyway. Is that he's black. So maybe he doesn't. It's just like a void and then eyeballs. So I don't know. What do you think? Could definitely work longer on him, but yeah, I don't think my laptop can handle it anymore. I can cook eggs on this. Like sizzle some sausage. So I'm gonna stop there. Thank you for watching, anyone who joined. If you also watch the VOD, because I think most of my subscribers are not in my time zone. If you watch the VOD, feel free to give it a like if you liked it and leave a comment. I'd like to know what you think and if I should do this kind of thing again. Not sure how I'm gonna how my laptop's gonna survive. Genuinely. But like for sure I can like film on my phone as I paint traditionally. Yeah, I'm gonna leave now. What should we name him? Leave your thoughts in the comments. What do you think we should name him? I don't know. I don't want to be like stereotypical with like a Salem or Binks or Merlin or something. Merlin would be cool, actually. Merlin would be cool. The original Merlin is not a cat, so maybe that would actually be cool. Is it Magical Cat? Oh, I don't want to finish it because I wanted to see. Oh, that would be cool. Maybe later. All right, I'm actually gonna finish now. Save one more time for good luck. And thank you guys very much. I'm gonna stop the stream there. Subscribe if you liked it, and I'll probably be back with more art videos hopefully soon. I am having my Halloween shop lunch, Emily Constantly Art on Etsy. I'm having that in July. I'm thinking July 1st, which is really close, so I'm not going to say it for certain because I don't know if I'll be ready. I'm so close to being ready. So maybe July 1st is the tentative date, before anyone else. But it's definitely going to be sometime in early July. At least the first 2 weeks of July, but I'm thinking the 1st. I'm thinking the 1st. So thank you guys very much. I'll see you next time.